Yeah, like I said, tiresome. Then the ladies let off some smoke bombs and chanted about fascists and marched around pretending to be Nazis. Not a bra or brain cell to be seen amongst this lot.
Yo, I'm a
Oh my God.
video with Rita. She's gonna show us some of the lefty lunacy, and we may skip past some of the stuff because some of it's just a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, let's get into it.
Her liking.
I've always wanted a partner to be on the same wavelength. And so today I can't.
Just because my politics?
Yep. The bride then explained why she dumped Ben.
I asked him about like Black Lives Matter, and I'm no expert, but like when I asked him about it, he was like, I guess I've never really thought too much about it. That affected me. I watched a sermon online
from his church
about, sexual identity.
Okay.
And it was traditional.
The horror, a church with traditional views on gender, like, I don't know, men are men and women are women. Dude, Ben, you dodged a bullet, move on, count your lucky stars. Let's go to you.
All right, so this is, and we always talk about this, we joke around about it, but we should not be losing relationships, friendships. I mean, actually, I'm getting ready to say we shouldn't be losing relationships and friendships just based on seeing politics differently. When it comes to culture and a lot of the cultural things that we disagree on, agree on, I don't know what that situation was. It seems like it was like some type of TV show that was obviously exaggerating, because obviously you would find these things out well before. I hope you get to the altar and can address these things. And maybe it's just the overall reminder to show us or to let us know that we shouldn't be losing friends over opposing political views. Now, I understand that certain things are just unavoidable. Like, for example, if I'm friends with somebody that, let's say I get into a debate with them and they bring up something that Whoopi Goldberg said to prove their point, we can't be friends anymore. But let's keep going.
Europe, where the topless feminists are back. This time they are doing Nazi salutes.
Oh, that's Love is Blind. Okay. What's up, Amelie?
I've got to say, this sort of performative activism is really rather tiresome.
Donald Trump!
Yeah, like I said, tiresome. Then the ladies let off some smoke bombs and chanted about fascists and marched around pretending to be Nazis. Not a bra or brain cell to be seen amongst this lot.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. When I look at stuff like this, and I think about a few things. I think about how this is going to look 100 years from now, 200 years from now, 50 years from now, 10 years from now. And it makes me almost look at a lot of the old protests as either watered down, where I'm thinking like, yo, was this like, because I think about how they're going to report on. Think about it like this, how they're going to report on what's going on right now in 200 years. Like, they're going to make it seem like is Leah Thomas going to be like the new Ruby Bridges? Is Dylan Mulvaney going to be like the new Ruby Bridges that we're saying, oh my God, we're these heroes, they stood up as transgenders, and how they're going to I don't know, play it out to the public 120, 200 years from now. I don't know. But that's not the main thing. The main thing that I'm thinking about is, think about what we were protesting 50, 60, 70 years ago. Think about what people in the streets were doing. Think about that march across the bridge with MLK. Think about what we were protesting then. And look at the things that we're protesting now. We are living in very privileged times. And perhaps privileged times bring about the most chaos. Because it's like when you have something that you actually, or I can't even, am I minimizing their opinions on things? So I don't want to minimize anybody's protest, but when you're fighting for the right to vote, or I don't know, the right to use public bathrooms, it's a little bit different than maybe fighting for the right for you to change your pronouns, or fighting for the right for women to be, or men to be playing in women's sports, or trans. I don't know, whatever the fights are for right now. When we're fighting to have tampons in boys, but all these different things that come up. And I know that's mostly focused. Y'all know what it is. It's Dak from the OG Network. And I just want to thank y'all. That's right, to thank y'all for all of your tremendous support over the years, whether you've been rocking with us from the beginning, or maybe this is the first show that you're checking out on the network. We want to thank you nonetheless. And we have an ask, all right? We have a goal of reaching 20,000 subscribers by the end of March. That's right, 20K by the end of March. It's not a real goal unless you put a date on it. And with that, we need your help. So we ask that if you are enjoying the content, that you like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're feeling real generous, maybe share with some friends and family. All right, I'll let y'all go. And once again, thank you for your continued support, and we look forward to growing with y'all. See y'all soon. Ew. Focused on the transgender community, but even something as simple as like with what's going on with the illegal migration, when we're the things that we're fighting for, it kind of tells a story about how much privilege we have during those particular times of society. Like I don't know. It's one of those things where I was listening to a video where they were saying like kids are always looking to oppose the things that their parents are saying. And even this is like a random thought, but now they're saying that the parents are so liberal, where in a lot of countries you'll see like a lot of the young kids, I think it's happening in British in the UK somewhere. I think it's happening where a lot of the young kids are now coming out and opposing the parents' liberalism. And now they want to be, especially a lot of the young men, now they want to be more conservative. So that's just the little thoughts that go on in my head when I see stuff like this. It's like, yo, imagine how you see the videographer or the camera guy to the left right here. Like, imagine how this is going to play out and how this is going to look 50 years from now, 100 years from now, in the story that they're going to tell around it. This makes me question a lot of things. This does. I got to be honest.
Look,
Anthony's in the
I
building.
see Justin Trudeau amongst those ladies. He's got more feminine energy than any gal I know.
On a personal level, I've made sure that every single day in this office, I put Canadians first, that I have people's backs. And that's why I'm here.
And that is why people love Trump. A lot of people that do. And why a lot of other people that don't even love him still like him on the low. Justin Trudeau, Gavin Newsom, all of these people, they give this same old politically correct political talk where it comes across like, bro, you're acting, you're being phony. Like, this doesn't even come across as genuine. Like, nobody believes you. It's almost like you're trying to create a drama, like with a soap opera or something. Like, nobody believe. Like, listen to the tone of this dude's voice. Like, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I've made sure that every single day in this office, I put Canadians first, that I have people's backs. And that's why I'm here to tell you all that we got you.
And of course, standing behind him, you got all the women, and you got the token, or not even I say token. You got the black guy, the Democrat, man. Standing, Jesus. Let's keep going. My fault. Sometimes my thoughts come out, and I realize halfway through, like, bro, you could leave this one alone.
Even in the very last days of this government, we will not let Canadians down today and long into the future.
Whatever.
Cool story, bro. You think we've forgotten about what you did to Canadian truckers and their supporters just for protesting against your insane lockdowns? Please. Your tears aren't going to save you. Your legacy is trash. Now, let's go to CNN, where the usual suspects are screeching crazy stuff about fascism.
Big in the building.
Apparently, we're in the middle of a totalitarian fascist coup. I'm so scared.
Boogie Bug in the building. Yeah, Boog just reminded me to remind y'all, make sure that we like and share. Please make sure that you like and share. Y'all know the whole script by now. We want to get as many different people in here as possible, sharing perspective. So especially all those passionate people that y'all know that always got a lot to say about stuff, have them tap in. Have them tap in and let's engage. All right, let's keep going.
We are in the middle of a totalitarian fascist coup in this country. And when we don't call it that, when we soft pedal it, when we don't have a real discussion about it. At least here, I could say those words, and we can have that discussion, but you will not see those words in the New York Times or the Washington Post.
Jeff, if we were being honest, there should be a breaking news banner on CNN and MSNBC all day long. We are in dictatorship right now.
When the Washington Post...
Yo, these are the people that are like, he's the equivalent of Whoopi Goldberg on that CNN. I mean, I don't even know who that guy is, but it's like, bro, the exaggeration, the extremism, the radicalism. Like, are we really in a dictatorship? Like and what's so crazy about it is when I sit down and really talk to most people that maybe voted a different way than I voted, they're not saying that. Most of the time it's like, all right, I get it. Like Trump, you think he's a jerk. You think he's rude. You don't like the way he's going about stuff. Like people don't even bring up, I'll be totally honest. People don't even bring up the old stuff that they used to bring up with the fine people on both sides or the Central Park. They don't even bring that stuff up when it comes to Trump anymore. I'll be totally honest. Most of the people that are Democrats, unless it's like the extreme feminist, and I don't actually have a lot of conversations with people like that. I'll be totally honest. But most of the people that I talk to that voted Democrat are very sensible people that I think are intelligent people. They don't bring up the fact that like all this other, it's more so just Trump's personality. But when you have somebody like this talking about we're living in a dictatorship, why are these Democratic leaders saying this? Why are these political pundits, these journalists, I guess whatever they're calling, whatever the people, panelists, why are they trying to incite whatever race war divide? It's just not. Like, I don't think anybody really actually believes that Donald Trump is being a dictator. I actually think that the majority of us are actually pleasantly surprised by how Donald Trump has been running things. And I don't think it has anything to do with his policies. I don't think it has anything to do with him being able to create a ceasefire between, let's say, Ukraine and Russia. I don't think it has anything to do with him stopping the migrant crisis. I don't think it has much to do with his accomplishments with, I think we're going to go, which we're going to go over. I think eggs are down, and I think inflation finally took a turn for the positive. So, but I don't even think any of that stuff really matters. I think that the majority of people that just dislike him, it's more a personality issue, but I still don't think that the people that really dislike him are falling for the whole dictatorship, the whole Donald Trump is not a Nazi, he's Hitler. All these extreme things that these people say, I don't think that the common people are falling for that. So I do got to give us a little credit for that, because we have to be that checks and balance system to a lot of these extreme allegations and just mindset of a lot of these people with a lot of influence.
If the New York Times isn't left or
Shy in the building
enough for you, then you may need therapy, not a spot on a CNN panel show. Next, CNN will be offering this guy a regular gig.
Make America great again?
Oh,
that figures.
That's what you're mad about. Okay, so
this is the part that I love.
That's why you're mad.
You're a mag.
Yeah.
You're a mag.
I'm happy.
You're a mag. You're a mag. You're a mag.
Okay, you're touching. Don't touch me.
Hey, don't touch me.
You touch me.
Don't get away from me. You get away from me.
Isn't it always the...
Yo, I really feel like that is where we are politically. That is where we are. We always talk about how people, the victims, accused are always acting like they're getting bullied. It seems like the opposite is happening with a lot of this stuff. A lot of the people that claim they're getting bullied have actually turned into the bullies. A lot of the people that claim they are getting bullied have actually turned into the bullies. And we've seen that with a lot of these groups, these movements that have come about, whether it's the feminist movement, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's the trans or the whole LGBTQ. A lot of these movements are created based on that group feeling oppressed and embracing some sort of victimhood, right? They're saying that they're victims of some sort of oppression, but then the response is to use the very same thing that you complained about the other people doing and use it on, like, now you're using it to, I guess, abuse them. I don't know. Maybe this is like with DEI. Maybe this is the strategy with DEI and how that came about. Like, okay, we're going to, now that racism was used against us, now the answer to it is to use it against others. And we think that we're going to find a positive solution. I don't know.
Way the bullies cry and pretend to be the victims. This is what the left has become. They're the cry bullies. Now let's look at a real case of racism in the streets. A girl minding her own business being attacked and followed for having her hair in braids. Apparently only folk of certain skin tones are allowed to have their hair in that style these days.
Ugly as f***. We wear that shit.
It's braids.
Take that shit out now.
Are you being for real?
Take that shit out now.
Okay, what's your problem?
Take that shit out now.
Hold up, I gotta run it back. She called the girl ugly. What do I want to do with this one right here? What do I want? It's Friday. How much trouble do I want to get in, man, as far as offending people? All right. I think it's just like, I think it's just kind of funny to have that the black lady, you know, she got her bonnet on. Why y'all put me in these positions, man? I just think it's a little funny for the black lady to just be, you know, you come out the house, you dressed in a certain way, got the bonnet. I don't know. I just wanted to watch the video again.
Of certain skin tones are allowed to have their hair in that style these days.
Ugly as f***. We wear that shit.
It's braids.
Take that shit out now.
Are you being for real?
Take that shit out now.
Okay, what's your problem?
Take that shit out now.
You were dressed in the sort
But
of
take that shit out now.
Bro, what the fuck?
Take that shit out.
Braids.
That shit ugly as fuck.
What is going
That
on?
shit is ugly though.
Hey,
Like,
I'm
I just look at your fucking hair.
It doesn't look bad.
That's ugly.
Hey, please stop following us.
Now, for the record, white folk, and I'd imagine everyone else, has been braiding hair for thousands of years. Vikings to all the way back to the Venus of Wildendorf some 30,000 years ago. But apparently it's offensive now. Well, that young lady being harassed and chased has addressed the controversy. And the crazy thing is,
I haven't seen this part, but this will be the last one we watch.
They say a white woman having her hair in braids is cultural appropriation.
I'm allowed to wear braids. So yesterday when I was filming, some crazy lady started chasing me out of the store, screaming about my braids, saying it's disgusting, trashy, cultural.
Did she say some crazy black lady? Nah, I'm joking. See, that's the type of stuff people do to create this division. She said crazy ASS lady. My fault. I just had to
wear braids. So yesterday when I was filming, some crazy lady started chasing me out of the store, screaming about my braids, saying it's disgusting, trashy, cultural appropriation. She was literally expecting me to rip my hair out right then and there. I can't just rip my braids out. She then follows me all the way to my car, screaming to the top of her lungs, and I just cannot believe somebody gets that offended over a hairstyle like this. If she can wear a wig, I can wear braids.
Funny.
I was about to say, but she said it. The nerve. The nerve. We want to call out cultural appropriation. Meanwhile, all of y'all, a lot of y'all young black ladies, y'all love Kim K. Y'all watching Kim K's show and all that other stuff, but that's over there. Should, all right, how do I want to say this? Should white women and other people with straight hair, naturally straight hair, they don't have to apply heat to it, all right? They don't have to. Y'all get what I'm saying? Should they say that it's cultural appropriation when women with kinkier hair, right? You can't say nappy. Women with kinkier hair want to straighten their hair. Like, should they say that that's cultural appropriation? It's just silly, right? It's just silly. We get how some people may use it. We know what's really cultural appropriation. In my opinion, that's more like the Leor Cohen stuff. Like that's the I don't know. Neither here nor there. I just thought that it was a funny video. Let me catch up with some of these comments real quick. Anthony said, literally, they always mention. So so this is about what people say about Trump. Literally, they always mention how he says things and they don't like what he says. They don't mention the other things because, honey, they don't be researching. They're only looking at either the thumbnails of what he's saying or repeating something that's said on MSNBC where they're taking a little soundbite. We know how this is going right now. Honestly, I'm surprised that they're still able to rally certain people. And maybe that's the reason why you see some of these collaborations where you had Bernie Sanders speaking and then he had the weird song that was being presented by the trans guy or something. I don't even know what it was, but it's like, this doesn't seem like those two would be partnering together. It doesn't seem like they had the same ideologies, but now you see a lot of them coming together. So maybe it's just, they're looking for other extreme people that they can, fight their battles with. Who knows? Know what the media says, because they only look to know what the media says. I get what you're saying. I got what you're saying, Anthony's. Mama Lay wrote, I feel some people refuse to be open-minded. I just got this text from a friend of mine. All right, so this is the text that Mama Lay just got from a friend of hers. I'm going to go home and figure out next steps. Trump has destabilized the whole world in just 5 weeks. Oh my God. You know what? One of the reasons why I think that we lose compared to a lot of other countries, and why people, even when you look at the people that are successful in America, when you look at it and break it down from a demographic standpoint, and we just being honest, we always say that Black people are at the bottom when it comes to income compared to the other Americans. Trump said something interesting the other day, or I don't know if it was Trump or the guy, what's his name? Not Ludnick. Hold on. I forget. Hold on. What's this gentleman's name? Let me make sure that I get it. Howard Lutnick. I don't know if it was Trump or Howard Lutnick, but he was talking about how China, for their financial, matter of fact, I think it was Trump. He was talking about how China, they look at their financial goals like 200 years ahead. I think it was 200 years ahead. So that's what they're planning for the next 200 years. Compared to us in America, where we base the state of our economy on how the stock market did the last hour, how people are feeling right now. And I think what a lot of people aren't realizing is that we have been in a very bad situation financially for a very long time. It just is what it is. And by being in this bad situation, what happens is a politician will come in, a president will come in, and because 4 years they may not see 4 years as being enough, because think about it. You come in the first year, you may be trying to figure out stuff the last people did. And then let's say the next 2 years, you finally figure it out. And then that last year, you're kind of campaigning to then get 4 more years. Like that's kind of the 4 years goes by very fast. That's what I'm saying. So we have an issue that has been accumulating over years with our debt, with bad business, right? We have very bad business. And I actually remind me to just connect that with the WNBA later on. Somebody give me the heads up on that. But we've had a very bad business where we are in $36 trillion worth of debt. And what happens is presidents, they want to be liked, and they know that the mob is fickle. Using one of the Gladiator, my favorite quotes from Gladiator, the mob is fickle. People only care about how they're feeling in the moment right now. And when you're trying to appeal to people that only care about how they feel in the moment, you're going to sacrifice the long-term success. It's almost like with a child where you're trying to, let's say, make that child shut up right then and there. So you hand that child an iPad. It's a quick fix, right? But in the long term, that's probably not what's going to be best for that child. right? Children that want things fixed now. There's no patience. And even look at that's why Ozempic is so big. That's why all of these fast fixes, get rich fast schemes, all of these things are so appealing to people because what comes with long-term success usually is discipline, patience, and persistence. So when we have people that are judging the economy, and a lot of this stuff Trump puts on himself, and perhaps, I don't know, he just put on himself. Like I had a conversation yesterday and it was just joking, but some people say, well, Trump promised to lower the price of eggs the first day or lower the price of groceries. Trump probably did say that. Like I can't recall a video where he said that, but Trump maybe did say that word for word. Maybe he said it a little differently, but maybe he said it word for word. So Trump also has to be blamed for a lot of this as well. But all these politicians, they make these promises because it's almost as if I'm running for president and one person says, I'm going to lower the price of groceries today, and somebody else says, well, it's going to take about 4 years. And to be totally honest, the work won't even be done by the time I leave office. It's something that we need to change fundamentally and from a system. So therefore, it's going to take. Chances are people are going to go with no, I want the quick fix. I want the quick fix. And when it comes to the financial health of our country, it's taken us very long to get into this position, this bad business position that we're in, but now we expect it to be fixed overnight. And when you look at China, when they're making plans for doing things right now, committed for things that they probably won't even live out to see, China is committed to making changes and to doing certain things that they will never even see in their generation. Their next generation may not even see it. Hopefully their grandkids will see it. A 200-year plan. We evaluate things based on what happened in the last 5 weeks. What happened today? Oh, the stocks are down. It's terrible. Everything. Look what Mama Lay said. Trump has destabilized the whole world in just 5 weeks. How? Like, really, what has happened? Like, when you look at the big picture, what has Trump done to destabilize the country? You had Russia and Ukraine getting ready to cause a world war, perhaps. Trump just got a ceasefire. We had things clearly getting out of hand or been out of hand between Palestine and Israel. And I didn't mean to be insensitive when I said out of hand. It's crazy what's going on. Trump created some type of ceasefire there, right? You have all of these things that Trump has done, whether it's the migrant crisis. Trump shut that down. People were saying that, oh, Biden can't do this alone. It's a bigger problem. We've had this problem for years. I know that people may not like the way it's being done, but what are the options? If Trump goes about things and repairs them slow, people are going to sit here and say, oh, well, Trump didn't do what he said. Now, when he does it fast and aggressive and he brings a guy like Tom Homan in, now people are upset about how he's going about things. Now, when he brings a guy like Elon Musk in to aggressively go after the things that the presidents before Donald Trump said that they wanted to go after, with this shrinking the government, making it more efficient and not wasting money, Trump's doing it. He's actually doing it. So now it's even appearing to be even more aggressive because the other presidents just say that they're going to do it and don't do it. But when you have these type of people that say that he's destabilizing the entire world, how? What is Trump really doing? It's just, to some of these people, no matter what Trump does, and he said it during his address to Congress, he can cure a disease and people would not celebrate it. It just is what it is. Now she's considering leaving the country. That's like, this is what it's almost like. That's why sometimes it's good to go test the market. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a situation with you being on a sports team, whether it's a job, whatever it may be, go test the market. Sometimes you'll realize, like, dang, I was getting overpaid. Other times you may it may be a humbling experience and say like, dang, here I am talking all this nonsense about the United States. It reminds me of like the gays for Palestine. It's like you'll talk all this nonsense about the United States and do whatever to support a country that allegedly you'll get thrown off of a roof for being gay over there. Now, I don't know if that's more extremism, more radicalism. Let's just say this. Even if you don't get thrown off a roof, your lifestyle is not accepted in Palestine as much as it's accepted in America. Now, I know that that's not the only reason why you're stepping up for Palestine. I totally understand that. But it's just the irony in these situations of people that will sit here and say, America's just, I don't know this country. It's a terrible country. All these. Have you ever lived anywhere else? There's a reason why people are breaking down the doors, risking it all, putting their children, endangering the lives of their children to come over here to America. There's a reason. And perhaps the way that we think about America is the reason why we're not able to fully take advantage of the opportunities that America presents, because we're always looking at it from a lens that is a non-appreciative, entitled lens. And the only reason why we have a lot of this entitlement is because we lived in very privileged times in a very privileged country. So sorry to go off on that tangent.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.